Hello and welcome to another Beardy David video. Now, in today's video, we are going to be taking a quick look at all the books that Father Christmas bought me this, or last year, should I say now. This is exciting because I've never received enough books over like Christmas to probably warrant doing this. So I'm very excited. I've got 5 books, which is an unheard amount of books for me to receive for Christmas. It's brilliant and I'm really excited about all of them. Now, the first book is Naomis World by Dean Nicholson. Now, this follows Dean and his cat Nala as they travel around the world and he documents it all. So he is on Instagram. I think I do follow him. If not, I'm definitely going to follow him now and keep an eye on the travels, because as far as I'm aware, they're still travelling now. And then during his travels, I think he's Scottish. He left Scotland and he decided to travel around the world. And then when he got to, I can't remember where, he met Nala and he rescued Nala. And then all of a sudden they become the best of friends. And Nala joined him on his journeys. Now, I'm very, very excited to read this because, as you lovely people know, I love a non-fiction book about animals. And this is right up my street. A story about a man travelling around the world with his cat. And there's lots of lovely pictures of him with Nala. This is just my perfect book. Just reading about animals because I love non-fiction books about animals. I'm very excited to read Nala's book. And then the next one is, bless Lauren, when as I was opening this, she said to me, she went, "Oh yeah, this book isn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm really, really sorry." And and then so I open it and it's the Disney Book of Maps, a guide to the magical worlds of Disney and Pixar. Now, as all you lovely people know, I'm a massive, massive fan of Disney. Love it, have done all my life, will do for the rest of my life. So she got me this book and it's really cool. I really like it. Like, it's obviously very much aimed towards kids. And it's basically, let me just find you a page that I really like. Oh, let's go for the Ratatouille one. So basically, it shows a little map of the movie world that it's set in. I think this is a really, really sweet present. Now, as I said that, so Lauren went, "Oh no, I'm really sorry, it's for children. It's not what I thought it was." I was like, well, hold on a minute, because we now have a lovely little niece and I'm hoping that she's going to be a big fan of Disney. Look at this one from up. This is really, really cool. There's Carl and Russell and Kevin and Doug, and like even the animations. So like they're just very cute drawings if you look on the front cover. Look at it. So they're not like the actual official Disney, like it's an official Disney book, but they're all like kind of like hand drawn to make them a little bit more like bookish, and I really like it. That like the animations are very cute. And yes, sorry. So as I said, like with my niece, as she gets older, we can watch a film because it's got like, I think it's got a lot of all of the big films, and it's got, oh god, this is a massive book. So there's about 24 films in there. Yeah. So as we can watch them, when we watch one that is included in this book, we can stop afterwards, have a look through this map, and then we can chat about it. So I'm seeing this as not really a book for me, but a book for me and my niece for as she gets older and get into Disney. So I think I'm going to enjoy like reading this to her when she comes around, and inevitably I will make her watch Disney films. And the next one is from my favourite author, and that is Nic Stone, Odd One Out. So I have read 3 of her books already. I've read Jackpot, Dear Martin and Dear Justice, and I love all 3 of them books. And I know she's got a Suri, which is the Black Panther's sister. There's a comic book series that I would still like to read from her there. And then she's also got another book that's probably more aimed towards a younger audience. I can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head, but I will get around to reading that as well. But I'm very much excited to read this Odd One Out. So this story is about 3 people, how their relationship blossoms between the 3 of them. Basically what it says on the back is, one story, 3 sides, no easy answer. Now, and if it's anything like Nick's other books, which I assume it is going to be awesome, and it's going to be really like beautifully written. I'm sure it's going to have some like really like heartfelt and probably heart-crushing moments in it, like she does in all the books. But I'm very excited to read this. And I love the fact that I do have a favourite author in Nic Stone. She's wicked. I follow her on Instagram, and she's so like powerful and she's so cool. Like she just put an Instagram post of some wicked trainers she was wearing the other day, like just simple things like that. I'm so happy that I found an author, and she's such an interesting person, and I just can't wait to see like over the coming years. Like, I'm going to be quite sad when I read all of her books, but I'm looking forward to seeing what she releases over the coming years, because I think she's just amazing. And thanks Nic Stone for this, and I can't wait to read it. And my penultimate book is Ready Player 2 by Ernest, Cline. Now, I am a massive fan of Ready Player One, and not only am I a massive fan of the book, but I'm also a massive fan of the film. I really enjoy the film. The film isn't as well detailed as you'd expect as the book, and it kind of slightly goes off on its own direction, slightly in not following all the bits of the story. But I mean, you get to the end eventually, you just go a different way around it slightly. But I love them both equally for the way they were differently made. And so I was very excited. I didn't even realise he was making a Ready Player 2. I always kind of secretly hoped that he was going to. But the only thing that slightly concerns me, that the only reason he's made a sequel is because they really wanted to make a movie sequel. So it was kind of like, right, the sequel's been greenlit to be made as a movie, but we haven't got a book or a story to follow it by, so can you write one? So I still hope it follows the storyline and the way the world was written from the first book, but as long as it's got plenty of 80s nostalgic reference, which I'm sure it has, then I'll be fine. I think it continues pretty much straight on from where we left Wade and the rest of his gang, and how they are dealing with taking over the Oasis and running it. And I'm sure there's a few more threats on the way that's going to make them shut down the Oasis or be overtaken by some evil corporation. So I'm interested to see what this is like, and then I should be very much looking forward to the film when that comes out. I think all the cast are already all signed up to appear in the second film, so that'll be interesting. I wonder, that'll probably be a few years from coming out by now. And then my last book, which I'm very excited about, because this is hopefully going to be the start of a new series for me, which is Pizza, People, Places, Love, History, Recipe, Stories. Basically a book about pizza. And I I even just love the cover because it looks like a pizza box. Isn't that really cool? So this is written by James Elliot and Thom Elliot, who I'm guessing are brothers, and they own the Pizza Pilgrims place, which I mentioned in my New Year resolutions video. These guys run a small chain of restaurants in London, just making delicious goddamn pizza, and it's amazing. And they say that they released this book, and I love this book because it's got lots of recipe. I mean, I'm a pescatarian this year, so I won't be having any meat, but I mean, they've got things that I can replace the meat with. And look at these, they've just got some delicious looking pizzas. Oh my word. And I'm going to be trying my hand at making some of these, and in a series that is going to be called Beardy Pizza. I've decided on that name. It was the first one that came to my head, so I thought let's just stick with it. I'm going to do a separate video where I talk more in detail about my my new video series, but until then, just to wrap up this book, like, they talk about all the different pizza chains as well, like Pizza Hut, there's Domino's in there, and Papa John's. So yeah, so I'm also excited not only to be creating pizzas from this book, I'm also really excited to read about the history of pizza and the history of other companies and how they become so massive and what they love about pizza themselves. So it should be a really interesting book, and I can imagine this getting a lot of stains over it from flour and tomato sauce and melted cheese. So this is going to be a really well used book this year. So there you have it. Those were the 5 books that I received for Christmas, and I'm so happy that I even had enough books to warrant making this video. It just proves yet again how much that I feel like I've come on as a reader. It's very exciting. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said at the beginning, let me know what books you received for Christmas, if you got the same, or if and what you're excited about reading. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.